Hey everyone, Chris the Thrift Shop Hustler here. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the things in 2023 that you can do to become an even better eBay seller. So let's talk about it. So before we get started, let me just say that any of the opinions here in this video are just opinions. They're my opinions. No way this is any financial advice. This is just stuff that I've been mulling over the last year, especially, with all the kind of talk of recession and things that are coming down the pipe. So like I said, this is just my opinion. Take it for a grain of salt. Everyone's different. You do you, but these are some of my opinions on how to become a better seller in the coming year. So this first kind of opinion or tip is going to be probably one of the most highly controversial ones in this whole video, and it's basically sell everything. Sell everything that you are not tied down to. And what do I mean by that? If you're a collector, and I understand, you've been collecting widgets your whole life and you have a whole collection of widgets, and you're probably not going to want to get rid of them, or kind of family heirloom things, I would definitely understand that. But I'm literally saying sell everything that you are not tied down to. This whole thing about, owning nothing and being happy, there's a certain part of that that is diabolical and messed up. But there's also like a part of that that's actually true and trying to be lean and mean in 2023. So, whatever kind of stuff you have, just liquidate it as much as you can. List all the stuff that needs to get listed, deal with those death piles like now, today. Don't even wait to the new year. Just start today, put in that extra time. If you have, jewelry, clothing, things that you've just had forever and they're not part of your eBay business, I would just say just start selling stuff as soon as you can. It's not like, the end of the world's coming or anything, but I really feel the dollar is going to be a lot tighter over the next 3 to 5 years. So it's best now to get some dry powder and just sell as much stuff as you can. The stuff that you've been sitting on, your collections, your knickknacks, things that you just doesn't serve you anymore. Just like literally sell it all. And with that kind of tip about selling everything is also saving some money. There's a great book called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it's a classic for any entrepreneur. If you haven't heard of that book or you haven't read that book, I'll leave a link below to Amazon. It's a few bucks. I definitely highly suggest purchasing it. It's a very quick read. I think it's like 60 or 70 something pages. I read it a couple times a year. It really gets me motivated. If anything, it gets me personally motivated to do better financially. But literally the TLDR in that book, Too Long Didn't Read, is saving 10% of your profits and 10% of your income if you have a 9 to 5. I know a lot of people supplement their income with eBay and other online selling items. So, basically, just saving your money, and even when it comes to like saving things that you earn, even cutting out expenses like Netflix or anything that you don't really use that much. I highly suggest at the end of this month in December to go through your banking statements and then basically look at everything line by line and see if it's something that you could literally cut out of your expenses for 2023, whether it be a Hulu subscription or a food subscription or any kind of subscriptions. If you can cut that out, it's basically like you're saving, that money every month, instead of like trying to, put 10% away. You'll be actually putting more away by the end of the year by going line by line and seeing things that don't serve you well. Speaking about entertainment and Netflix and stuff, we're definitely going to talk about that later for sure. But also with saving, if you could muster up 5% of that 10% and put it into some hard assets like gold or silver or something with monetary value, even some Bitcoin. And I know, there's that whole thing that's been going on with FTX. And there was a lot of stuff that happened with that. And so if you can keep your Bitcoin on a ledger, which is basically like a digital wallet you hold, if you put it in your digital currency on exchanges, it's probably going to get lost at some point, or as we've seen with FTX, people have been wiped out of millions of dollars. So the bottom line is, if you haven't got into cryptocurrency, just stay out of it till you do your research, but definitely hold some gold and silver if you can, if possible. Gold is way more valuable than silver, and so you don't need really that much of it to hold on to. $1,000 of silver is really heavy compared to like $1,000 of gold. It's like a little coin you could put away and be safe with. And kind of like a pro tip about that is, if you have cash or gold or silver in your house somewhere in a safe or put away, don't let anyone know about it. Don't let your friends know about it. Don't let your children know about it, your cousins, just trusted people that they know if something was to happen to you, where those items are. If you trust your wife or your husband or your significant other, that's one way to do it. But definitely do not tell anyone that you have any kind of valuables like that in your house, because it's open to, it's never a good thing. Things can happen, especially if people get desperate in what I perceive is coming. Like nothing crazy, like it's not gonna, like I said, it's not gonna be the end of the world, but I feel like the news media and the economist stuff that I've been following for years, things seem like the good times are over, and the 40 years of prices going up and things like that are kind of going to slow down a little bit. And so it's just better to be prepared for all that kind of stuff, and just to be, like I said before, lean and mean in 2023. And with being lean and mean, another one of my suggestions for 2023 is to buy small. If you're into furniture and reselling kind of garage units and things like that, you can continue to do that. But if you're just a eBay seller that's doing this as a side hustle, don't go to garage sales and start picking up like entire patio sets unless you can flip it on really quickly. Buy small, and what I mean by that is like smaller collectible items if you could find them, things that you could store away very easily. How I look at it is like, we have some square footage here, and a lot of these items in this area, they're smaller items. I can put a bunch of stuff in this bin. Some of these bins I could put 100, 200 things in there, and it could be worth as much as one huge cabinet or something. So just kind of think about being nimble in 2023. And if you're going to go to garage sale and you don't have that much room, because a lot of things are going to be sitting on the shelves, I feel, next year. So you kind of want to buy stuff. If you're going to sit on it, it might as well be small, so that it's something that's just not taking up all kinds of room. And for those, I think this is going to strike a chord with many of you. But some of you might be like, oh, your business model is you sell furniture. It's not really things you can do. But I know some of you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. So like, continue to just purchase small, so that you're just not overwhelmed with just being, have all this kind of stuff, and you're all stressed out because your feng shui is not fully, kicking off and everything. So just kind of continue to be lean and mean. I think also education is going to be key for 2023. So get educated on new subjects. So if you're a clothing seller, maybe look into collectibles. If you're a collectible seller, maybe look into clothing, stuff like that. Always be learning. Always be learning when it comes to reselling. There's so many things out there, and I pride myself on knowing a lot about many different things, but every day I'm finding out that I don't know anything, to be honest. And I've been doing this for almost 3 decades on eBay, and every day I'm learning about some new bolo or some ceramic artist or just something crazy. So if you take 20 minutes out of your day times 365, by the end of next year, you're going to have an extreme amount of knowledge on just different subjects. And it doesn't even have to be like different items. It could be just like the way you can learn about, the way you do your listings, or the way you do your titles, or the way you take your photos. It doesn't even have to be, reselling related. It could be just like how to be a better cook, how to be a better father, how to be a better teacher, how to be a better mentor. Just educate yourself. If you're not educating yourself right now, definitely take 20 minutes out of your day. And like I said, if you multiply that by 365 by the end of next year, you're gonna be doing very well upstairs. So I highly suggest, if you're not learning, my saying for all these years has been, learn to earn. The more you learn, the more you earn, for sure. This one also is going to be another controversial opinion that I have. Get out of sports cards and comic books and any kind of collectibles, Funko Pops, if you're sitting on that stuff. I think now is the time to just start liquidating that stuff. I have a feeling, the market's they're gonna drop out of those at some point. I should have probably gave this advice to everyone 2 years ago, when the markets were like extremely hot. So you should have sold your sports cards and comic books, I would say, about 2 years ago, like right during the height of all the stuff that was going on in 2020. That's when we saw like just huge amounts of money being poured into sports cards and Pokemon stuff, and just all kinds of collectibles were just going at all-time highs. And so I really think we're gonna see some bottoming here on a lot of that stuff. And if this recession does come through full swing, there's going to be a lot less disposable income, and the stuff that you're holding on to right now is going to become extremely, extremely invaluable in terms of, like I said, their market value and what people are willing to pay for this stuff. Because I really do believe the bottoms are going to fall out of a lot of these markets. And like I said, this is just my personal opinion. If you're a collector and you like to collect certain things and you want to hold on to certain things, feel free to do that. But for me, I've been liquidating a lot of my stuff over the last 2 years. I don't collect anything anymore. I get people ask me, oh, what do you collect? And I don't collect anything anymore. I collect, dollar bills. And even the dollar bill market at some point, I think, is gonna take a skip of the heartbeat there. So try to get out as much collectibles as you can now, and just save yourself some heartache. But like I said, if your certain collection brings you happiness and value and it gives you some sort of meaning in your life, by all means, keep collecting baseball cards, keep collecting comic books. Do you. But for me personally, I'm just saying, if I was to say anything, just get, like I said at the very beginning of this video, sell everything. Yeah, and I know that definitely sounds like extremely crazy, but I mean, then again, we're living in definitely crazy times. Anytime you turn on the TV, there's some crazy thing happening every day. With that, also, another opinion for 2023 is work smarter. There's this whole saying about don't work harder, work smarter. I would say work harder and smarter. If you work harder and you work smarter, you can get twice as much stuff done in twice as little time. So definitely work that out there. I would definitely suggest, like, if you watch a lot of TV, turn the TV off. Kind of take stock in your day. I would definitely think about journaling for a week in terms of like where you're putting your time and energy. And if you see that you're watching over an hour of TV a day, you might want to cut TV out. To be honest, like, TV really doesn't do anything for humanity. I mean, sure, it's entertainment and people need to unwind somehow, but there's like a million other healthy ways to unwind. So one of my tips for 2023 is turn off the TV, like literally turn it off. Walk away from it. They call it programming for a reason. They are brainwashing you and they are programming you to be stupid. I hate to say it, but that's literally what TV is. It's a boob tube. You're literally turning your brain into mush when you could be turning your brain into cash. and you could be becoming smarter, healthier, a better person. Just turn the TV off, and that's definitely my advice. I know people are addicted to that, and they're addicted to their phones, they're addicted to their TVs, their computer screens. Like I said, take stock of your daily activities for a whole week, review it, and just like I said about earlier in this video about cutting out those Netflix subscriptions, start to see where you're wasting your time, because time is so valuable. I wish I can explain to everyone watching this on this other side of the screen that your time is extremely valuable. Like it's if anyone's wasting your time, they're basically stealing your life away from you. And I feel like that's what TV really does. It really steals the life from people. So anyways, that's definitely another thing to kind of cut out. Like I said, take stock of your day and see what you can cut out for that. Lastly, go touch grass, go outside, go look at the stars, go get some fresh air, go take a walk around the block, take your shoes off, put your feet in the grass. I know that sounds like crazy and like a hippie or whatever, but definitely go, get grounded back on earth. Where things are so crazy right now, just get out of your shoes and touch grass. And we'll try to make 2023 better than what I really think is going to happen. So just stay strong out there. If any of these things resonates with you, definitely leave a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking something. Leave a comment below. Leave a like if you like this content and you want to see more of this kind of vloggy talk things. Just like I said, click a like button, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. Take care.
What you know about rocking the wolf on your noggin? What you knowin' about wearing a bird box skin? I'm digging, I'm searching right through that luggage. One man's trash, that's another man's. Your granddad, we're donating